It's not everyone else's fault. It's yours.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're talking about opportunities, and we're going to give you a few tips to create opportunities for yourself and your team. My name is Todd. Little spinny thing. There we go. And I'm here with my wife and business partner, Jen. What's going on? Hello, Hair. Welcome to the Hello Hair Pro podcast. All right. I'm excited to dive into this because it's a great topic. Before we get there, we want to let you know, episode is brought to you by our friends at Ping Pong Design and Marketing.
Ping Pong.
If you want to love your website again, reach out to Chris and his team to talk about your needs. Check that out in the show notes. If you're looking for more clients to fill your chairs, Ping Pong wants to make the internet a better place with websites and marketing campaigns that inform and convert. That's their mission. And there's a special offer in the show notes for our audience. So check them out.
Take advantage.
Not just for hair pros, but the entire health, beauty, and fitness industries. All right. And I will say one thing. They're great to work with. We work with them.
Absolutely.
They're not just a sponsor. So actually check them out, right? Reach out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's dive into the show.
Okay.
So opportunities. I think we want to start with focus. So actually, let's start before that. If you hear anything in the background, we're making a pot of coffee.
Half decaf.
So yeah.
In case you didn't know they make that, it's amazing.
Otherwise, yeah, because sometimes I want to have a cup of coffee, but I don't want like the jitters or whatever. I don't know.
Agreed. I just love how coffee tastes, smells. I love a hot black coffee. That's how I take my coffee. And half
just
decaf.
for anybody listening that happens to be in the area later and wants
drop
to
me
stop
off a
by.
hot black coffee all day, every day. Make my day. I'll give you a hug too.
So we've got to define some stuff, or you need to define some stuff. You're creating opportunities for what? For your business to grow, for you to get more clients. Like you have to think about that stuff first.
Yeah. So I have in my notes, and I think it's a great place to start. And this is where this opportunity conversation started with Todd and I. So if you're listening, or you are listening, it is
definitely listening.
Yeah, it is possible for you to do something you want to do. And we're going to lay out the steps of how to get there. Like anything is possible if you put your mind to it. But just because you say you want to do it doesn't mean
Garnett.
it's... Yeah, right?
Anything's possible.
I just heard that in my head that way. Oh my God, go Celtics. But anything, it is possible for you to do it. It's just a lot of times we either get in this like fear mode where it's like, or overwhelm mode where we don't even know where to start. Like, how do I even do this? And before you know it, 6 months later, you're still thinking about what you wanted to do or the opportunity you wanted to create, but you don't know where to start or how to get going. It's very common. You can do it, and we're going to help you get through
For sure.
some steps to help you focus. Yes, that's a good one. And get there.
All right. So you need to focus. You need to dial in what it is you're trying to accomplish.
This is huge.
Maybe you write out a plan, whatever. And then when you have that stuff, and we'll dive into like goal setting and whatever in a little bit here, but you're going to have to give this an honest effort. Now, I say honest effort all the time when I talk to people. I don't know if I've said it on the show, but an honest effort is you're going to have to define this for whatever you're looking to do. If you're trying to build a clientele, for example, you're fresh out of school, you want to build a clientele. Yeah. Great. That's not a 4-week goal.
No.
So stop with that.
We're talking years.
Yeah, it could take years.
Yeah.
So we have some examples, for example, of people that have accomplished building out pretty solid clienteles in a year.
Yeah.
You know what it took them? Focus.
Absolutely.
They had to focus. They focused and they showed up.
Consistently.
Yeah, consistently. And
they put the work in.
Put the work in, and they had things they could measure. This week I had X amount of hours booked. This week I'm going to try to beat that.
Yeah.
Whatever the scenario calls for.
Right.
An honest effort in business could be 6 months. So look at when you start like a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
You're probably going to look 6 months out, at least.
At least. And that's sometimes a hard hill to look at, because you're looking at your business like, we need growth. We need all these things. And either start today and get that 6 months under your belt, or wait a couple months because you're still thinking about it. And now you've just lost that time. Like, you've literally got to focus and get started in order to start that opportunity growing.
For sure. Say you're trying to build out like a program or a different, say you own a salon and it's always been your dream to have like a spa. You want to have, this nice spa, and you want to have massage rooms and all this stuff, right? That could be a 12-month goal, 18 months, 24 months, 2 years, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's 3 years. Like, how do you find the people to do that unless you do massage? Like, I'm assuming you don't, but you want to offer it.
You're trying to branch out from what you've been doing.
So you have to find people based on your core values who fit into your mission and vision.
Yeah. Build out your
You
space.
have to have a reason for them to come join you. You're probably going to have conversations with them. You might want to lay out a sort of sub business plan for that. I don't know. You would have to figure it out. But my point is that might not be like a 6-month thing. That might take longer, might take years. Who knows?
And that's okay.
Maybe you don't even have the space for it. So now you're talking, all right, I've got to wait till my lease is up in 2 years and then find a place and then build
Right. But you got to start
I don't know what the
plan.
scenario is, but if you're not willing to put in an honest effort, and that would be, again, you can define it however you want and set the metrics, just be realistic, then you're probably not going to get very far.
Right. Then it's just...
Or you might by accident, but...
Yeah.
There's
and it's just words that you put out in the air.
Pot beeping.
And now you are just talking about it still 2 years later and you haven't done one thing about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's pretty normal, I feel. I think, when people talk about opportunity and they don't focus and they give up too soon because it was too much work, right? Yeah. Or they thought it was just going to happen overnight and it didn't. You're like, that didn't work out. Like, well, like you just said, you didn't give it an honest effort. That's why it didn't work out. Right.
Like, I'm trying to get clients. I posted
real.
on Instagram twice.
Right.
Yeah, that's not a good strategy, first of all. All right, so yeah, just what are you trying to accomplish? Set yourself some metrics. What are you trying to measure? What can you measure? Why is that important? Because you can use that to track your progress. And we talked about this in the last episode. It's really easy to succeed and create opportunities when you've had some success and you've created some opportunities.
Right.
It's easy to build off of wins and momentum. So by measuring metrics, you can, say you're trying to build your clientele, it could be like, okay, this week I had 4 appointments. Next week I want to have 5.
Yeah.
You set yourself a metric, you set yourself a goal that's easily measurable.
And then what's your action to get those 5 people? What are you doing?
Yes, that's the next the next point we should probably. No, I think we're going somewhere else first, but we're going to get to taking action.
Okay.
Yeah, because none of this matters without
right. You're just
actually doing something.
I always say you can't just put it in the universe. Like, what are you going to do about that?
So if you're going to create opportunities for your business or for yourself or your brand or whatever you're talking about, you've got to start thinking medium and long term. Mm-hmm. So many people that I've talked to don't have that sorted in their mind.
As human beings, I think we're all short-term goal people. And when it's not quick, it's like,
and
done.
So here's what I mean is I can think of specific examples when I've spoken to people who have said, my long-term goal is to own my own salon someday. That's a bad goal. That's terrible. What am I supposed to do with that information? There's not enough.
Yeah.
Owning a salon is not a bad goal.
Someday?
Yeah, when? And in the future, when? Again, same question. Like a salon,
you gotta
let's be more
that
specific.
down.
What kind of salon? Where are you? Where's your location going to be? What are you thinking? Just writing down, I want to own my own business is not a fucking goal. Sorry, folks. That's not a long-term goal. You have to have a map. Have you worked it backwards? I'll need equipment and a space. Not a good business plan.
If you're truly trying to create this opportunity and you want it to happen, then yes, you've got it. Now we're back on that focus. I would love to have a hair salon in 5 years with 6 stylists or 6 chairs. Like, okay, now we've got something to work on.
Yeah. Or what is your, don't start with a logo, but what is your vibe? What is your brand experience going to be? Why would people come to you over someone else? And if you're someone that's like, well, I just want to own my own business, I'm telling you, don't. It's not worth it.
No.
Because I don't think business needs to be as complicated as some people like to make it. But I also don't think it's for the faint of heart.
Right. It's It's a lot of work. It's constant.
Being an
It never
entrepreneur,
ends.
having businesses, multiples, if you want to, is not always easy. But that's part of it. That's like,
true entrepreneurs, we're driven by that, right?
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out swinging.
The busier, the better. That's how I like it.
Yeah. You got to embrace problems, you know? So anyways, this sort of got off topic a little bit, but
it happens.
Medium and long term to create opportunities for yourself.
So
because you work your plan backwards. So say your plan is in 5 years, I want to own my salon. Okay. If I jump to today, what am I going to do today? That's too much. You have to work it backwards.
Right.
So what will you need to do? So write out all of the things that you need to do. You're going to need probably to figure out equipment, unless you're buying an existing salon. You're going to need a realtor. When do you start that process? Figure out how long it takes typically to find a space. So maybe you reach out to a realtor. Hey, I'm looking to open a salon in 5 years. How early should I start looking? And they're like, that could take 2 years in your city.
Right.
To find a spot. Well, now you know, put that on your calendar. 2 years out, contact realtor.
Yeah. You need finances or financing.
Right. Where's the money coming from? Right. What does that look like? Are you bootstrapping? Are you taking on an investor?
Are you taking
on a loan? Are you going to your parents? Whatever.
Right.
Who knows?
Right. Now you should be making a relationship with your bank, the small business program in there. Like there's so many things you can do to even start forming those relationships. So when you get closer to your long goal and it comes to be more of the short goal, you've got all of your things in place.
For sure. And I want to talk about relationships.
Well, because they're the most important.
If you want to create opportunities for yourself, just form relationships. Just do that. That's it. That alone, even if you're lazy with it, you'll find opportunities. They'll just come your way because you've hopefully built a good relationship with people. And so when stuff comes up, they think of you.
Correct. And that's important.
And
right?
that's how it goes. That's the whole game right there. Just gave you the industry secret. Just relationships.
It is all about relationships.
All right. If you fall off, is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're talking about medium and long-term goals.
You're going to fall off and it's just where it is. The biggest thing of that.
I'm going to grab some coffee.
Okay.
You want some?
Sure. The biggest thing, and I speak to this in a way I can relate to it, and I think people get so down is you fall off. All you need to do is literally just get back on from where you left off whenever you're ready. Like it's totally okay. And I use this example a lot when people are working out because I remember this from the gym world when I was in it with Todd too. And, people would be like, I need to start working out. And they would, I need to start working out. Well, first thing you need to do is start working out. Like whether you go to the gym, you start working, and then it's like, I need to lose 5 pounds. And before you know it, they start working out. And for 2 weeks straight, they're working out and they're like, the 5 pounds didn't come off. And I'm like, well, it didn't take you 2 weeks to gain the goddamn 5 pounds. Like that took the last year. So you're working out.
That was not a very good example because 5 pounds I could drop off of somebody.
Okay, well, you could. But for some people, okay, so maybe it's 20 pounds. But so you have to
20
consistently.
Pounds, probably a different story.
Yeah, commit to the workout, to doing this consistently so that you can start to see the results. And, that scenario just works with me because people fall off all the time and then they're like, I had ice cream yesterday, so now it's over. Like, no, that was yesterday. Here's today. Like, start again. Get back up.
Right.
Get back to the gym. Start working out. Get back to whatever your plan was and start right where you left off. It's okay to have a bad day. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's just that you pick up and you move on.
When we talk about medium and long-term goals in business and the fact that they could be years, if not decades, your goals, a day, when I look at a 10-year, when someone pulls up like the 90s, do you remember that one bad day?
Nope.
No, it's the 90s. You probably remember all the cheesy styles.
Oh yeah,
and all
they
that.
Were good.
The colors.
Fluorescent.
Starter jackets.
Oh yeah.
You think of stuff like that, right? So my point with that is that one day, 1 week, sometimes a year, I'm not saying take a break for a year, but if you're like, I fucking really struggled last year. Great. Put it behind you. What did you learn?
Yeah.
What opportunities can you create out of what you've learned?
Right.
What are you trying to do?
The bad can help you even more really get ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Say you're somebody that is trying to help other people. Maybe you're into mentoring or coaching, or you want to be a speaker, public speaker, or whatever, storyteller. Use that to create opportunities. I just had a really bad year. Great. How can you turn that into somebody else not having a bad year?
What information can you lend out of that?
Right.
I do that all the time. I want to lend all the information. So if you can fall a little less than what I did, great. Let me help you.
Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have one day that changes your life, because your whole life can change. You could create opportunities and you're like, man, I don't want to miss a single day. I don't think you're going to miss a single day, but that's not to say that an opportunity doesn't come in a single day, because it does. But generally, it's the work that's around it that got you in that position.
Right.
So it just, I wouldn't stress about that stuff too much.
And that comes into like mindset too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I had here in my notes, always be thinking about what's next.
Yeah. And that goes, and that's the mindset. Take whatever just happened. You got kicked down. What's next? Because the quicker you can turn your mind around and focus on what else do you need to achieve? What else do you need to do? How do you get the next step in front of the next step? Then you start to like forget about that negative space and you're back on track. What's next? That's perfect. You have a bad day? Well, what's next?
Yeah, I don't care. That's how, so like, I'm trying to think of a specific scenario, and I don't have one, but if like a staff member came to me and they're like, hey, I really struggled yesterday with this. Okay, what's your goal? Well, it's to do this. Okay, what do you have to do to get there?
Right.
Can't go back and fix that. So what's your next step? What's your next step?
Right.
Let's go. Get back to work.
And let's not repeat that. Like, how do we get ahead of that?
I think a lot of people know that. They just need, like you talked about it recently, like a cosigner.
Yes.
They just need someone to be like, hey, it's okay to have an off day.
Yes.
Go have an off day. Actually, take tomorrow off. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then reset and then come back ready to kick ass.
We had a staff member recently. Someone said to me, hey, so-and-so's having a really bad day. I don't think she's going to come in today. And I was like, oh, did I miss something on Slack? Like, what didn't I see? And she's like, no, she just texted me. She's just not having a good day. So I'm like, cool. You know what I did? I got on FaceTime and I called her.
Reached out.
Yeah, on FaceTime.
I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And she picked up the phone and she's like, are you seriously calling me? And I'm like, I'm calling you first to say, do you need me to get your ass out of bed? It's a beautiful day. Come in here. I'd love to cheer you up. I'll give you candy. I'll grab some snacks. What do you need? And she's like, I don't know. I'm just having a really bad day. And I'm like, okay, whatever you need from today, like, don't stress. Just figure it out. Let me know if you need my help. She ends up taking the day off. And then she texted me and she was like, thank you so much for calling me. I don't know why I'm having a bad day, but I'm just going to take the day. And I'm like,
doesn't
absolutely.
Matter.
I'm not sitting here to like make you feel worse on that day. And then I ended with, because we always talk about like exercise, whatever. I'm like, if you can get outside today and enjoy this beautiful day, and if that helps you, please do that today. I'll see you when you come in.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And the next day she came in. Like, she needed that day. And you don't even have to even always understand why you need that day.
Yeah, I think the takeaway in a lot of this stuff is it goes back to the focus and where your focus is. So you're having a bad day. Don't sit around trying to figure out why you're having a bad day.
No, just have the bad day.
Just have it.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're a human being. You're going to experience a range of emotions, and that's okay. Nobody needs to freak out. Nobody needs to argue or try to cancel people or whatever the fuck people want to do.
Yeah.
Just, you can feel however you feel.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
angry.
always here if I can help you get out of it. Cool. But if that's not my role today, then I'm just going to say, it's okay.
I think people associate emotions with negative and positive. And to be honest with you, the more I look at them, the more I don't really understand why. Like anger, people are like, anger's bad. No, it isn't. Why is anger bad?
No, it's a feeling. If that's how you feel, figure out why you're feeling it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
You should feel all your emotions.
Jealousy is another one. I don't often experience jealousy. It's not to say I haven't, because I'm a human being, but right. Why do you feel jealous? Right. Because somebody else is making progress and you aren't? So
what can you do?
What can you do? Great.
Right.
You want to avoid that emotion? Awesome. What can we do to avoid that emotion?
These are great ways just to change the way you're thinking. When you get into a negative thought space, that's fine. But ask yourself, why are you in that thought space and how can you change it?
Thought space?
Thought space.
Okay, I like it. Picasso. So, yeah, focus. Everything comes back to the focus with me, but on creating opportunities, you want to focus on moving forward, not on the obstacles. If you start focusing on the obstacles, all you see
downhill.
are obstacles. Yeah. All you see is why I can't do this.
You just see all the negative space.
I had a bad day. Yeah. Who am I? You know, the imposter syndrome thing kicks in. Who am I to do this? Maybe this isn't for me. That's all you're going to see now. You put that in your head. So if you can put that in your head, you can probably remove it. So focus on your goals. Focus on whatever metrics you set for yourself. Focus on creating an opportunity for yourself for that day. Maybe, and we talked about medium and long term. Maybe you do need a short term. You need a win. I just need a win for today.
Right.
I'm going to go grab a coffee. I'm going to tell someone I want to do their hair. And that could potentially create an opportunity. We've had staff members do that. And with great success. Hey, you know what? You don't have anything going on. What do you want to happen? Well, I wish somebody would book in with me so I had something to do today. Great. Go tell people you exist. What? People don't know you fucking exist. Yeah. They don't know you're just sitting here.
Yeah, just because you're on social media doesn't mean anything. I wonder
if somebody's at Hello Hair just sitting there
waiting for me to
call. No one thinks that. You have to go out there in the actual physical world.
The action
we're
stuff,
not we're not in virtual reality yet. Go out into the real world, have some real conversations, network, let people know you exist, and you'll be shocked at the opportunities that come your way. I feel like our staff is sometimes shocked when we're like, hey, try this, and they do it, and they're like, works. Whoa, that was easy. Yeah, don't stop doing that until you reach your goal.
Yeah.
Or until it's not effective anymore.
Right.
All right. So we covered focus and we covered medium and long-term goals. So this is a big one with us. You have to take action.
Yeah, you have to put the work in.
And you have to apply knowledge, not just accumulate knowledge. So boring. When people tell me that they're like, oh, I'm a lifetime student. I have 900 different certificates. I've taken 1,400 online classes since 2020. Cool. What are you doing with that? Have you practiced any of that? Have you done it? Have you done anything?
And literally they're like, oh, no.
Yeah, what? I don't care. Do you think somebody cares? So when I started out, here's a quick story for you. When I started out in the gym world, I was like, I'm going to get every certificate that I can, and that will make me a good trainer. Nope. Fail hard. I never once had a single person walk through the door and ask me about what certificates I had. Never once.
And I think what happens is people think if I have all these certificates, I just look better. Yeah, but you still don't know what the fuck you're doing.
No. So you haven't applied any of the knowledge. So right.
And even if you showcase all your certificates to someone, now they expect a certain level of expertise from you, and you've not practiced it at all. So you can't deliver because you were so caught up in getting these certificates.
Correct.
You didn't practice the actual work.
Let's look at an artist. So say, for example, I want to learn how to sculpt, right? So I go and I find like a master sculptor, and they're like, I somehow convince them to take me on as an apprentice, and I'm going to learn. And I watch them for a year. Never actually sculpt anything or practice. I just watch them for a year. Someone going to hire me to sculpt something for them? Probably not. Why? Because I suck. You're going to suck.
Just because you watch someone doesn't mean you know anything.
Right. That's not a good education plan, and that's not a way to create opportunities for yourself. Right. Just sitting there accumulating knowledge is not.
You have to apply it. You have to do the work. That's just where it's at. I just recently took on.
You see that so much in this industry.
I know.
Actually, and I know I was talking about the gym world, and a lot of people were like that in the gym world. Now looking back, they had every certificate, but they couldn't effectively teach or coach or explain any of it
because they had never practiced it.
Yeah. Weird. And that's heavy in this industry.
So I just took on a new skill, as you know, Todd, with hand-tied extensions. And of course, first I'm taking virtual programs because that's sort of where things were. And I'm watching videos, and the knowledge is all over the place. Well, everyone has a different technique. So
yeah.
Right. And I'm practicing, and I'm like, this isn't going to get me anywhere fast. Like, that's cool. I've got these online certs. So I quickly reach out to someone that I look up to that is an educator for extensions. And I'm like, can you work with me hands-on? When can we do this? So I book her for a Sunday. She works with me with a mannequin. I bring in a live client. We work on that live client. And then literally she's like, you need to practice this every single week, all the time. Like, this is a skill that, it requires hands-on. So if you come in the salon, even right now, there's a mannequin in the middle of the salon. So when I'm not tying in extensions, I am now practicing on a mannequin so that skill set can keep growing. I don't just expect it to happen because I took some online and one in hands-on class. I literally have to work on it, but I've committed to it because I want to be good at it and I want to progress. So I show up and I do the work.
Yeah. And from that, you're a few months in?
Yeah.
And you've had a lot of opportunities so far.
A ton.
But if you didn't take the steps, it wouldn't have come.
Nope.
You have to, I don't know if people get that. I'm trying to think of different ways to drill it in because I'm still going to see this. And this is only a single podcast and whatever. But you have to put stuff into practice if you expect any sort of result.
Absolutely.
And in this episode, we're talking about opportunities. So if you expect opportunities to just present themselves because you feel like you're owed something or, I took the class.
You're going to be let down real fast.
Yeah, it sucks. And
then now you're frustrated and you need to ask yourself, why are you frustrated? Oh, wait, because I didn't put the work in.
That's where we see people doing things like quitting.
Yes.
Switching
I think the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah,
it's going to be easier. And then they're in a situation where like, oh, shit. Same thing, different day, different.
Because you haven't done anything.
No.
You just moved salons or you moved, say you're working for some corporate business. If you hate the job, you hate the job. Now I get it. Some people are jerks to work with and you want to get out of that, the vibe might not be right for you or whatever, right? That's a different scenario. But say you're working in a corporate office and you go to your cubicle every day and you hate that, moving across the street to a different cubicle is probably not going to solve your issue.
Yeah.
You've got to do a little self-reflecting.
Right.
And then opportunities might come for you to work outside of a cubicle. Does anyone even know you don't like your job?
Right. Have you expressed that?
Yeah. We're not mind readers.
I think self-reflection is huge too, because if you think you're putting in the work and these opportunities are not presenting themselves, then you may need to reevaluate, maybe that's not the right work to bring the right opportunity.
I'll say it. So if you think you should be further than you are, you're not as far because of you.
Yeah, you're in your way.
So I don't, we'll just be blunt.
Self-reflection, yes.
Yeah, you have to look at yourself. It's not everyone else's fault. It's yours. Mm-hmm.
And the sooner you can understand that and move on, the sooner the opportunities will present themselves and you will literally move on.
Things happen all the time too, as business owners, entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call yourself. I don't care. But you're going to have bad days or you're going to have things where
bumps in the road.
Yeah, whatever happens, people mess stuff up. And we've had this, we've experienced it with the salon. You have a day where something goes wrong. And the first thing I say when you'll come home or we'll talk on the phone or whatever is what could we do better? Why did that happen? What did we do wrong? And sometimes it's other people. I don't know what example might be off the top of my head, but.
And don't think I always come home and I answer with oh, we could do this better. Sometimes I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Today was just shitty.
Yeah. And that's
okay too.
Yeah, it's okay to have a day.
And I'm like, I'll reevaluate this and I'll relook at the scenario and how it went down, but I need a minute here to just be mad. And that's okay too.
Yeah. Put stuff in practice. Writing in a notebook's not a strategy for growth. Unless your growth includes practicing writing in a notebook. I have
17 notebooks with just a bunch of shit that I can't even figure out where it is. I'm like, all right, I need a new way to do this because this is not helping me.
So we keep talking about focus and actions and thinking about what's next. So what actions, let's give people some examples of what some actions might be. And I don't know if you want to come up with scenarios and then apply an action. We can do that, or we can just list off.
Sure. I think, the story I gave with the extensions, there was an action, right? I hired someone to work with me to do it and I practice it daily. So depending on where you're at and what the opportunity you want to bring, say you're I want to be better at haircutting, right? This year, that's what I'm going to do. Well, just saying it, cool. Now what do you do?
Yeah, put it out in the universe. Great.
Great. So now you you do watch some videos, right? Or let's narrow that down. What type of haircuts? What is it? All haircuts? Is it certain haircuts?
Right. And if you're not sure, that's where you would maybe take a class or whatever. Your action becomes to figure that first step out.
Right. We need to dial that in so we can understand what haircuts you want, to work on. And then you're going to need to find some hands-on workshops that will teach you those haircuts, or hire somebody or work with someone in your salon that will show you those haircuts and give you constructive criticism on what you're doing and what's not working out.
That's good. So say you want to create more opportunities for yourself. Say you're a stylist at a salon. I want to create opportunities to do more hair. I want to be busier. It's a common goal.
Agree to hear it all the time.
So how about get outside of your industry?
Absolutely.
So stepping up your game, so that creates a lot of opportunities. Do stuff different. And how do you do stuff that's different? Don't just watch what everyone else is doing. Don't do that.
Yeah, because it's already outplayed at that point.
Yes. Just watching and mimicking. If you're trying to be like the salon down the street, you're only ever going to be a watered down example of the salon down the street. You're never going to be your own thing.
Exactly. So
you talk about this a lot, and I love it, but get outside. Go to a restaurant, whatever.
Restaurants are my favorite for that purpose, because you've got a hostess, you've got a bartender, you've got waitresses or wait staff, right? So they're in front of...
You have people that run
so many people.
Groundbreaking.
So you want them to be your client. So go in there, go have lunch at the bar.
Not where I was going with this.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, finish.
Have lunch at the bar, talk to the bartender, be like, I'm trying to build my clientele, and now you're in front of people.
I was going to say, in order to stand out, try to do things different. Maybe you're upping your experience. So go to a restaurant that you love and take note on what they're doing. What are they doing? Why is it good? Mm-hmm. What about this could you steal and apply to your own business to create opportunities?
I love that.
Right? That's where I was going. But also tell them that you do hair. Yeah, that's not bad. That's definitely going to create opportunities for you. I think
so. It's getting out of where you normally are. But I love both of those, because yes, if you love the inner workings of that business, then figure out how to run your business that way. And even though you may be a commission employee, you're still when you're behind that chair, you're running your own little business there with those people. How do you bring that service level to your clientele?
A commission employee can 100% be their own individual brand.
Yeah. And you should be.
I think that's where people get confused too with the whole, this is a different episode, but with the whole renting a chair is now I can do my own thing. No, you could have done your own thing with zero of the risk before, But anyways, I digress. So yeah, get outside of your own business itself. Oftentimes we see that where people will sit around in their own salons and in shops and just talk about, now do that too.
Yeah.
Right. But odds are you're going so I don't know, say you want to learn something, go have the service somewhere else. You talk about that all the time.
I love that. Yeah.
So you want to be better at your overall experience that you deliver to your clients. Go to some different salons or shops and experience that and steal what you like and then avoid what you don't like.
Yeah. That's a great one. I've done that often, and it's really
Go get a
amazing.
shampoo.
Yep.
Go get a hair
because also from that you feel, what does a shampoo feel like from someone else? Am
for
I
a
doing
guy,
it good enough?
Go get a haircut at a different barber. Don't even tell them you're a barber. Or if you love it, tell them you're a barber. Compliment them. Right. That's going to go a long way. Now you're networking. That creates opportunities.
Yep.
Just be cool.
Agreed.
In a restaurant, I've done this in the past. I've had restaurants that I'm like, wow, that system is really cool. I wish I had it. You know what? I'm going to talk to the manager or talk to the owner, and they're like, yeah, I'll show it to you. Mm-hmm. It's not all.
Those people love just chatting and giving the information.
Especially here's a pro tip for you. Here's a nugget.
Pro tip.
Compliment someone.
Yeah. That's
people
my jam.
love to talk about themselves. Let them. Mm-hmm. They'll give you all the information.
Mm-hmm. They want to.
Trust me. There's no secret sauce. There are no secrets.
I share everything.
Yeah, some stuff needs to wait to come out.
Yeah.
You're not ready to share information. Yeah. Or there's not much development at the time, so you can't share certain things. But yeah, generally speaking, we're open books. So we literally started a podcast and talk about our business and our practices.
Just to help people.
Yeah, with the hopes of literally helping some people.
That's it. If you can do it better than us, cool. I hope you do. Then we help some people.
What else could people do to create opportunities, some actions? How about taking the first step?
Yes.
Whatever that is, just do it right now. Hit pause. Don't leave us hanging too long.
Absolutely.
We're going to miss you. But go
because otherwise you're just literally in hell in the waiting zone, and you're in your mind or your thought space, and you're dying in that, because you're just like, I need to do this. I didn't do it yesterday. I need to do this. I really want to do this.
Yeah. Say, for example,
you need to do it.
You're looking for a space to put a business, and you see a for lease sign with the phone number and the realty company that we see all up and down the roads, right?
Yep.
Call.
Yeah.
Just call and
Take
say, hey, I don't even know if this is possible. It doesn't matter. Don't think about what's
and if
possible.
you're like, I don't know what I would say. Keep it simple. If it's that,
Tell
hey,
them.
I'm looking to put a salon somewhere. If it's, hey, I need help with haircutting. Like, you don't have to have the whole scenario of the conversation. You just need to ask a question. Hey, I need help. They'll go, with what? Oh, with haircutting. Oh, with getting a space. Like, that's it. I need help. That'll start every conversation.
I always defer to professionals. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah.
So if I have when we were looking for a space to put Hello Hair, I knew we needed a realtor, so I called one. And I said, I'm looking to put a salon somewhere. Here are the towns. Here's kind of roughly what I'm looking for. Is that even possible? Is there anything on the market? And we just had a conversation. And then the first step was just to look at some stuff. Mm-hmm. It was all trash. But anyways,
It was bad.
It took a while to find where we're at now. And that's fine. But I didn't wait. I was like, this could take a while. And we weren't on a time crunch, but we didn't want to wait and push it off. So you take the first step. Is this even possible? If it's not possible, still do it. Figure out a way, because everything's possible.
Yep.
Networking, we talked about, is a huge one. Make a phone call, send an email.
Yeah, those are first steps.
A few weeks back, I sent an email to, I don't know, maybe 12 to 15 businesses. Just introduced myself. I don't know what would come out of that. A handful of them reached back out. I actually made, this wasn't a few weeks back, this was a few months back. I have actually formed relationships with several of the owners. But all I did was I sat down one day, I looked at some local businesses up online. I went to their contact page, I got their information. I shot them an email that was like, hey, my name's Todd. I own a salon and shop in Londonderry. Just reaching out to see if there's anything you need. If you ever want to grab a coffee and talk about business, I'd love to gift you a gift card, whatever. Mm-hmm. Just start creating opportunities by networking.
Yeah, don't freeze because you're not sure what to say, or you don't want to come off. You're like, well, I might sound stupid. I sometimes will say stuff and I'm like, does that even make sense? And like, kind of. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, at least you got what I'm trying to say.
And just to put it a little more into context, out of like the 12 or 15, I think 3 or 4 reached out. So that's not terrible, but it's not great.
Right.
But did I focus on the people that didn't reach out?
Nope. You focused on the ones that you did get through to, because those were the wins.
Right. I let them all, I don't even remember the other businesses, to be honest with you. I'd have to look back from my email.
And I feel like out of one of them, you've kind of formed a relationship with her, the place in Litchfield.
Oh, yeah,
You guys have chatted a few. I went in and supported the shop too. So
she reaches
really
out. Cool. Yeah. We had talked about doing a pop-up at our salon to cross-promote and get her out in the community. She's done some stuff for like the kids in the community, and I said, hey, I'll bring the kids, but also I'll donate a gift card. You can raffle it off or whatever, like stuff like that. You never know. So just reach out to people and network, and you never know what opportunities are going to come. So don't even try to force it. Even if you're like, my goal is to own my own hair salon, how could that person help me? Don't worry about that. Create the relationship.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Who knows? They might know a plumber. Something you need in the future.
That's why the relationships are so important.
And that's why we talk about getting outside of your little ball of comfort.
Right.
And challenge yourself to have conversations with people and network, because there's so much value that you could never picture it.
Yeah, you don't even know.
You don't know
what's reaching out from that, right?
Right. The last one I had on my list for an action is to find a mentor.
Yeah.
Now,
I think that's very important.
We do offer mentoring. You can check that out. We got to get our calendar back up and running.
Yep.
If you reach out, if you like what we're saying, you reach out to us, we'll chat and see if we can help you.
Love to
if
help.
we can't, we'll let you know. Trust me. But it doesn't have to be us. It doesn't have to be a service that you're paying for either.
Right. Just find somebody.
You might have a friend that, like, I have a friend that he has businesses as well. He's an entrepreneur. He's got a strong mindset like that. And sometimes I need some direction or a cosigner or whatever. Right. So I reach out to him and we chat. It could be like, it could be someone you follow online and you get inspiration from. Have someone though that's done it or that is doing it.
And can keep you in check.
Yeah. I don't know what you need. Like I work with someone, I just started working with someone that's not even in the salon world. She just needs to be organized. That was our whole first conversation.
A lot of people just need accountability.
Yeah.
And organized.
She was like, I have so many ideas, Todd. I don't know where to start. And I said, great, start telling me your ideas. Step one, right? Just blab them out. And she was like, well, I want to do this and I want to accomplish this. And I think if I did this, it would help people. And if I did this, and I was like, great, this is great. Now write those down and we'll jump on a call soon. I just needed her to she's got to have this sort of brain dump where she writes everything down without any sort of prejudice. Like, don't be like, that doesn't apply. If it enters your mind, write it down. This is what I told her. And then we're going to organize those into categories, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to work on, and we're going to build a plan.
Right.
But her first step was just reaching out.
Yeah, because she was just so overwhelmed with all the ideas she had.
She didn't even, right. So yeah, find somebody that can maybe help you organize your thoughts, or if you need specific business help, reach out to somebody that has that knowledge. I don't know. I don't have an example. So, all right, cool. Anything else?
Just constantly reevaluating.
That's a good one. Do you want to talk about it a little? Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. You had it.
What a thief.
I'm good. I'm smart.
Constantly reevaluating. That's a good one.
I know.
Do you want to talk about it a little?
No, I mean, I can just, you might have goals and you have your opportunities, but you do need to constantly reevaluate what those are, where they're going. Do they fit your core values, your mission, and make sure you're on track. And if your track has changed, then you reevaluate what all of those things are so they all realign.
Yeah, I like that. I think we see like these hard plans a lot too. And sometimes plans change. You never like when it comes to opportunities, that's the fun of it is the excitement of, I have no clue what's coming.
I like things to kind of organically develop. Like that's sort of how I look at stuff. I don't want to pick all the things. Like I have my vision of certain steps, but the bumps along the way or that put me, off track a little, I welcome them because I feel like that's keeping me in the right direction. I don't want to control all of it.
For sure.
And then I reevaluate with where that turned.
I think that's a great place to end, but I want to talk about this more. So we should do another show on opportunities.
Okay.
All right. For now, thank you for listening. Appreciate you. Get on our email list. And if you are interested in talking to us, reach out. Mm-hmm. There's phone numbers on our website. If the calendar's not up and running by the time you listen to this.
We'll get it up.
I need
take that first step.
A new calendar app. So I might take that step today.
Okay. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.